Hello, welcome back to our International Student Wellness Podcast. Today's episode is about a moment that many students experience, but may feel ashamed to talk about: getting a bad exam grade. The title of this episode is I Failed and Now I Feel Like I Don't Belong. For international students, a bad exam can feel bigger than one grade. It can feel like proof that we are not good enough, or our English is not strong enough, or we should not be studying in the US. Sometimes one exam can trigger a much deeper fear that maybe I do not belong here. This feeling is painful because many international students carry extra pressure. We may think about family expectations, tuition costs, visa concerns, scholarships, future graduate school, or future job plans. So when a bad grade happens, it may not just feel like a normal academic setback. It may feel like a threat to our whole identity. But one bad exam is not the same as failure as a person. A bad grade is information. It tells us something about preparation, understanding, test strategy, time management, or stress. It does not tell us our value. Still, after a bad exam, many students fall into a burnout loop. First, the student gets a bad grade, then they feel ashamed and start thinking that maybe I am not smart enough. Because of that shame, they avoid looking at the exams, avoid talking to the professor, and avoid studying for the class. Then the next assignment or exam becomes even harder. Their performance gets worse and the students feel even more burnout. So how do we break this loop? The first two is a 24 hours rule. When you first see a bad grade, do not making big life conclusions immediately. Do not decide that you are a failure. Do not decide that you cannot succeed in this class. Give yourself one day to calm down. And you may feel disappointed, but try not to turn one grade into your whole identity. The second tool is an exam autopsy. This means looking at the exam like a detective, not just like a judge. Instead of only saying, "Oh, I failed," ask more specific questions. Did I misunderstand the main concept? Did I study the wrong material? Or did I run out of time? Did I make careless mistakes? Did the anxiety affect me? Or did I know the content but misunderstand the wording of the questions? These questions are helpful because different problems need different solutions. If the issue was content, you may need tutoring or office hours. If the issue was time, you may need timed practice. If the issue was anxiety, you may need test-taking strategy and emotional support. If the issue was misunderstanding instructions, you may need to ask the professor for clarification before the next exam. The third tool is talking to your professor or TA. This can feel scary, but it is one of the most professional things that a student can do. You do not have to ask, "Oh, professor, can you help me to change my grade?" A better question is that, "Can you help me understand how to improve?" You can say, "Oh, professor, I have reviewed my exam and I want to understand where I lost the most points. Could we talk about how I should prepare differently for the next exam?" This shows responsibility. It also helps the professor see that you care about learning, not just the score, the grade. The fourth tool is to making realistic rebound plan. A rebound plan should not be, "Oh, I will study 10 hours every day from now on." That sounds strong, but it's not sustainable. A better plan is specific and balanced. For example, your academic action could be reviewing missed questions every Friday. Your scheduled action could be studying 2 or 3 shorter sessions each week instead of cramming the night before. Your accountability actions could be attending office hour once before the next exam. Your emotional actions could be talking to a friend or taking a real break after difficult study sessions. Recovery is not only academic, it is also emotional. If you feel ashamed, isolated, or hopeless, you may need support, not just more study time. For international students at Miami University, it is also important to remember that asking for help is also part of using the resources around you. Professors, academic advisors, tutoring supports, and consulting resources exist because students are not expected to handle every challenge alone. To close to this episode, I want to say this clearly. One bad exam does not mean that you do not belong. It does not erase the effort that brought you here. It does not mean your future is over. A bad exam is just a signal. It may be telling you that you need to change your study method, ask for help earlier, manage test anxiety, or review the course expectations more carefully. But it is not telling you that you are not capable. If you are listening to this after a bad grade, take a breath, give yourself 24 hours, then look at the exams with honesty, no shame, ask what happened, make a rebound plan, and reach out for support. You are not the first student to struggle, and you will not be the last. Belonging is not proven by never failing. Sometimes belonging is built by learning how to recover. Thank you for listening to this episode of the International Student Wellness Podcast. Remember, one exam is a moment. It's not your whole story.